The chair recognizes the gentleman from Oklahoma. Mr. Mullin, 5 minutes for questions, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the commissioners for taking the time to be here. I know you guys have a very busy schedule too, and anytime you got to come to the Hill, you got to be thrilled about that, right? But you know, we are all held accountable for statements that are made, and sometimes when you're set in a position, Chairman, that you set in, your agency carries a pretty big stick, and your statements can be devastating to people that are producing a product that depend on retail sales. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, and I think about that all the time. There's a lot of thought that goes into what I say, whether I end up saying something like that or not.
Well, I'm holding in my hand right here a story that was published by Indianapolis news agency, and it says, if a consumer was to see a gas can at a retail that contained a flame arrestor, we would encourage them to select such a model as it provides a vital layer of fire protection. That was made by your agency. Are you familiar with that news story?
I am.
Do you agree with that statement?
I don't understand enough about the technical aspects of flame arrestors. I'm sorry, that's just not on gas cans. I can't comment one way or another.
Well, but your statements have an impact, and the flame arrestors that we're talking about, they're only sold on commercial cans, not in retail stores. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with that. I don't have any familiarity with gas cans other than talking to our staff and knowing that the issue that you're talking about. But
someone on your staff made this statement, and the reason why I say this is because in my district, I had a manufacturer that produced retail gas cans. And your agency came out and made a statement referring to retail gas cans, and it has nothing to do with retail gas cans. They're only regulated by OSHA and the EPA with the flame arrestors. Once again, we're held accountable for what we said, and your agency made a statement that could have possibly cost real people their jobs. So does the CPSC regulate commercial safety cans?
We do not, but the statement that you're talking about, I'm not sure that it's inconsistent with the position that our staff has taken in the voluntary standards capacity.
Well, okay, well then let's talk about that. Are you aware that the commercial safety, a commercial safety can with the flame arrestor failed an ASTM protocol?
I am not.
But you made the statement. Your agency made the statement encouraging people to go out and buy a gas can from a retail store that doesn't even exist, and the purpose of it is to keep children from being burned. But you guys made a statement that failed that exact test, but yet the consumer can does. It met those ASTM standards. You don't see a problem with this?
I see a problem with it if what you're saying is 100% accurate, and I'm not doubting you.
Well, I'm holding a news story.
No, I understand.
You guys sent the press release.
I'm not doubting.
And this is coming from ASTM, their testing protocol that said it failed.
I understand that, but my point is that I'm not familiar enough with the area that you're talking about where I can give you the type of answer you're looking for.
Then how about we do this? Why don't you get back with my office?
Absolutely.
Since you guys are making those statements, and since they affect real jobs in my district, why don't you get back with me and give me that information so you can be spun up to it, so the next time that your agency opens its mouth and gives a statement like that, maybe they're informed about what they're saying.
Would you be willing to have a meeting with my staff and me?
Without question.
Okay.
We would love to, because we would like to get to the problem of this too, because statements like that hurt real people.
Excellent. So my hope is that you would be willing to come out to our testing center where we have the technical expertise and we can walk through the gas cans and we can look at the issue together. Would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely, I would.
That'd be great.
But then we got to come back, and if I'm going to be willing to do that,
yep.
If what I'm saying is accurate, I'd like you guys to make another statement publicly.
You got it.
Backing that up.
Yeah, let's get to the answers together, and then we'll figure out where we go from there. And you have my commitment that if it turns out that we said something that we both believe.
Well, it's not the statement says it, and you guys.
No, well, but
we
the rest
checked
of it.
With you.
If we said something that is not accurate, you have my commitment that I will say something that is accurate. I'm not going to leave it to anybody else. I will say it.
Good enough, Mr. Chairman. I yield back. Thank you.
You're welcome.